Imagine a young lad, barely a teenager, yearning for adventure. His eyes sparkled with dreams of distant lands and uncharted waters. This was Karl Pettersson. Born in Sweden in 1875, his life took an unexpected turn when his father left. The departure left a void, a sense of responsibility that weighed heavily on young Karl's shoulders. He left Karl and his mother to fend for themselves. His mother, a resilient woman, worked tirelessly to provide, but the struggle was evident in her weary eyes. Tough times call for tough decisions. Karl, witnessing his mother's sacrifices, knew he had to step up. The call of the sea became not just a dream, but a necessity. Young Karl, barely 17, decided to take his fate into his own hands. With a heart full of hope and a suitcase packed with essentials, he bid farewell to his mother, promising to return with tales of fortune. He set sail, seeking his fortune on the vast ocean. The ship's departure marked the beginning of a journey that would shape his destiny. Little did he know, the sea had grand plans for him. The vast expanse of water held mysteries and challenges that would test his resolve. The open sea is a harsh teacher. It throws storms and calms your way, testing your mettle. Karl embraced it all, learning to navigate through the tempest and find solace in the calm. It throws storms and calms your way, testing your mettle. Karl embraced it all. The roaring waves and howling winds became his companions, each storm a lesson in resilience. He learned the ropes, facing the challenges head-on. The daily grind on the ship was grueling, but it was in these moments that Karl's character was forged. Each day at sea honed his skills and his spirit. From mending sails to navigating by the stars, Karl absorbed every bit of knowledge, becoming more adept with each passing day. He was becoming a true survivor. The boy who once gazed longingly at the horizon was now a man of the sea, ready to face whatever came his way. The year was 1892, a time when the world was still vast and mysterious, and the oceans were the final frontiers of exploration. Karl, now a seasoned sailor with countless voyages under his belt, found himself on a ship bound for Australia. He had seen many things, but nothing could prepare him for what lay ahead. But fate, as it often does, had other plans. The skies darkened, and the winds began to howl, signaling the approach of a formidable storm. The ship veered off course, caught in a fierce storm near the Bismarck archipelago. The crew fought valiantly, but the storm was relentless. The vessel, battered and broken, was no match for the wrath of the sea. Waves crashed over the deck, tearing the ship apart piece by piece. It crashed into the reefs surrounding a little-known island called Tabar. The shipwreck was chaos, with men shouting and debris flying everywhere. Men scrambled for safety amidst the roaring waves and splintered wood. The sea showed no mercy, and many were lost to its depths. Karl, ever resourceful, clung to a piece of wreckage. His mind raced with thoughts of survival as he was tossed about by the unforgiving sea. Fighting for survival, he was tossed about like a rag doll by the unforgiving sea. Each wave threatened to pull him under, but he held on with all his strength. Exhausted but alive, he washed ashore on the sandy beach of Tabar Island. The storm had passed, leaving a haunting silence in its wake. He was alone, stripped of everything except his will to survive. The island was desolate, and Karl knew he had to rely on his wits and experience to endure the days ahead. The journey had only just begun. Tabar Island, covered in dense jungle, rose from the sea like a green giant. The air was thick with humidity. Strange birds called from the canopy above. It was a far cry from the familiar fjords of his homeland. For Karl, this unfamiliar land was both beautiful and terrifying. He knew he had to adapt, quickly. He needed food, shelter, and a way to signal for help. Using his wits and his sailor's knife, he began the task of survival. He built a basic shelter, foraged for food, and kept a watchful eye on the horizon, hoping for a rescue ship. Days turned into weeks, still no sign of civilization. Unbeknownst to Karl, the island was not deserted. The indigenous people, the Tabar, had been observing him. They saw his resilience, his resourcefulness. They were impressed by this strange white-skinned man who had emerged from the sea. The Tabar people had a prophecy. It spoke of a powerful leader, a man from across the sea who would bring them prosperity. Could this be him? Their curiosity outweighed their fear. They approached Karl, offering him food and shelter. Section 5, Love and Leadership. The language barrier was immense, yet through gestures and a shared need for survival, Karl and the Tabar people began to communicate. He learned their customs. They in turn learned his. He was respectful, understanding that he was a guest in their home. Amongst the islanders was a woman named Singdo, the daughter of the local chief. She was known for her intelligence and her strong will. Karl and Singdo found a connection. They saw each other not just for their differences, but for the strength and kindness they both possessed. They fell in love. Section 6, A Family Man. Their marriage was a celebration of two cultures coming together. Karl, embracing the local customs, participated in the traditional ceremonies. He was given the name Strong Charley by the islanders, a testament to his resilience and spirit. Karl and Singdo started their family. They had 9 children, 5 sons and 4 daughters. He was a devoted father, teaching his children both the ways of the island and the skills he learned from his Scandinavian heritage. He instilled in them the importance of hard work, respect and understanding. Section 7. The Copra King. Life on Tabar Island was not all about survival anymore. Karl, with his sharp mind for business, recognized an opportunity. Copra, the dried flesh of coconuts, was in high demand in the outside world. It was used to make coconut oil, soaps and other products. He saw the potential to create a thriving business. He established a plantation. He worked alongside the islanders, teaching them modern farming techniques. He treated them fairly, paying them for their labor. His business flourished. He became known as the King of Copra, exporting his product to the world beyond the island. Section 8. A Journey Home. Years passed. Karl's business thrived. He was a respected leader, a loving husband, and a dedicated father. But a part of him yearned for his homeland. He hadn't forgotten his Swedish roots. In 1909, he decided to make a trip back to Sweden. He shared stories of his adventures. He spoke of Singdo and their children. His tales were met with a mix of disbelief and awe. It was a far cry from the life he once knew, yet he carried the lessons of the island in his heart. Resilience, adaptability, and respect for all. Section 9, Gold in the Garden. Tragedy struck during Karl's time in Sweden. His beloved Singdo passed away. Heartbroken, he eventually remarried. He returned to Tabar Island with his new wife, but life had taken a turn. The copra market had crashed. His plantation, once a symbol of his success, was struggling, but fate, it seemed, wasn't done with Strong Charley yet. One day, while working on his land, he stumbled upon something extraordinary. Gold. It was a rich vein, right there on his property. This discovery breathed new life into his fortunes. He was, once again, a man touched by unexpected luck. Section 10. The Legacy of a King. This chapter delves into the extraordinary life and enduring legacy of Karl Pettersson, a man whose journey from shipwrecked sailor to revered king is nothing short of legendary. Karl Pettersson lived out his days on Tabar Island, a remote paradise that became his kingdom and home. The island, with its lush landscapes and vibrant community, was the perfect backdrop for his remarkable story. He died in 1921, a legend in his own time. His grave on Tabar Island stands as a silent testament to a life well lived and a legacy that continues to inspire. He was a man who defied expectations, breaking the mold of what a king should be. His unique blend of leadership, compassion and resilience set him apart from other historical figures. From a shipwrecked sailor to a respected king, Karl's journey was filled with trials and triumphs. His coronation marked the beginning of a new era for Tabar Island, one that would be remembered for generations. He embraced the hand he was dealt and played it masterfully. His regal attire and interactions with the islanders showcased a king who was both approachable and dignified. His story is a testament to the human spirit's ability to overcome adversity. Karl's life serves as an inspiration to all who face seemingly insurmountable challenges. It's a reminder that respect, adaptability, and a touch of good humor can help you navigate even the most challenging of circumstances. Karl's interactions with the islanders were filled with mutual respect and understanding. The King of Tabar, the man called Strong Charley, was more than just a ruler. He was a symbol of hope and resilience. His leadership style was both innovative and inclusive. He left behind a legacy woven into the fabric of the island, influencing its culture and traditions. The island's history is rich with tales of his wisdom and bravery, and etched in the annals of adventure. Emil Pettersson's life story is a chapter in the grand narrative of human exploration and the quest for meaning in uncharted territories.